Freedom of speech is meant to be the right of every individual to express their opinion regardless, so long as it isn't intended to be to cause harm and distress. It should be okay for me to state that I believe that given enough power, anyone can become insufferable and think that they are the be-all and end-all on any given subject. I know of individuals I would ascribe that kind of attitude to. People who think they are the only one who can discuss this topic or that topic, and are the only ones who have that knowledge to share. And anyone else who has the genuine knowledge for whatever reason is just wrong. Today is more those who are put into power, politicians, those who are higher up in the chain of command in organisations and companies, regardless of how long others may have been a part of those companies and organisations, because it's not always just about what you know, but who you can suck up to and gain that power from. Humble isn't a word that is truly a part of those people's vocabulary. They can also think that I'm right about something, though if I'm genuinely wrong, I'm going to apologise. Unlike these people who make themselves look like shining stars through social media and in the news, on TV and in print. Some of them came from the same working class background I did. Some of them didn't and were born with a silver spoon in their mouths or went on to think that they had one. One way or another, most of us have gone through strife and have had more than a right to have our say. But for the most part, we've sat back and fought the same battles out of the spotlight because those battles are still important and are not about our claiming personal glory or how good we looked at standing in that spotlight. Unfortunately, fighting out of the spotlight is how things have had to work for a lot of us because freedom of speech has gained too many more caveats. You aren't necessarily allowed to express these opinions like I have, or stronger ones, because both here and in countries like America there are those in power who will have you jailed and or deported for expressing your views about them. I've seen it more and more through Philip DeFranco's ongoing coverage of what President Donald J. Trump has said, referring to a Muslim New York mayoral candidate as 100% communist rather than a socialist Democrat, having people who'd had immunity from deportation deported, all of which I think ties into his one big beautiful bill. Here in the UK, opposition to the bill that Keir Starmer and company proposed is still ongoing, even though a version of it has been rushed through, which is going to affect those being newly migrated over to Universal Credit and the DLA replacement PIP, Personal Independence Payment, so that part of the battle was lost, but the war against the war on welfare isn't over at all, which is why those who are fighting it will be having their ability to speak freely on all of this monitored closely. I imagine even me highlighting this in my own videos could potentially get me flagged up for discussing it, really. The problem is, it shouldn't. No one should be getting spied on by any government agency without a seriously genuine good reason. We're not all terrorists threatening to blow up buildings of significant importance. We're not out here practicing what should be our basic human rights to have what we're entitled to so we can survive on a day-to-day basis. As I've said, you can't see my own or many other people's disabilities. I sometimes can't walk that fast or well, etc., but that could be put down to anything. Being able to be in any way active is seen as we're just ripping off the system and can work. We're just scammers and lazy scroungers and should get a job. I've heard it all levelled at us, even people genuinely in wheelchairs too. It's not even been that much of a joke that even being dead isn't an excuse for not working. I know I'm supposed to not keep speaking out, that I should just be careful, stay in my lane, take what I'm given, shut up and be happy I get it. But I'm not going to do that. As I said in my previous video, I think everyone should be uniting against our real enemies on this, not on each other for our viewpoints on race or sexuality. I don't care if you like how I identify, I don't care how you identify either left wing, right wing, gay, bi, lesbian, black, white, whatever. It's about us all surviving under one umbrella, that of being a human being. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.